Alright, and now for our hippopotamus. As you can see, I'm going to be using the fashion blue for this guy, very nice, bright, vibrant blue. Again, the body, two 660s tied in together, same as always. That is the one constant in this video. Now we're going to make his head, and what we need to do, actually before we start with the 660, I'm going to start with a 360. I've blown up, leaving about 4 or 5 inches uninflated. What we need to do is start on the very end of it and make 2 pinch twists. So make a small bubble, then make it into a pinch twist. Make another small bubble, and make that into a pinch twist as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an 11-inch round that I've blown up to about 3 to 3.5 inches, or excuse me, a 5-inch round that I've blown up about 3 to 3.5 inches, and I'm going to twist that into 2 little bubbles like that to make his eyes, and I'm going to twist that right onto these 2 pinch twists at the end of this 360 I'm working. So that's going to be his eyes. And we'll come back to them in a minute. Then we're going to make about a 3-inch bubble, followed by 2 faux twists that are about a little more than a hand width when folded. Like that. It's looking really odd, isn't it? You're wondering how that's going to be part of the hippo's head. That's okay. It will all make sense in a minute. Then we're going to make about a 3-inch bubble there for his neck. Pinch twist. Need a little bubble, and I'm going to pop the rest of this off. Leaving a little bubble there. Tie that. There's the beginning of his head. And now to complete his head, we're going to take our 660, again fashion blue, to match. And I've blown this up, leaving about 5 inches uninflated on the end. What we want to do, we're going to make a bear head, just like we did for the cat, if you've seen that video already. Start by making about a 7-inch bubble, followed by a smaller round bubble that we will make into a pinch twist. About a 4 to 5-inch bubble for the top of his head. Another small round bubble. That again will become a pinch twist for his other ear. And then what we want to do is let some of the air out of this. We want this bubble to be the same size as this one over here. So release some of the air out of it. Once it's to the same size, we're going to take and tie that end to the nozzle end. Thus completing the bear head, which is going to complete our hippo head. Now we're going to take what we started with the hippo head, and I'm going to take this little bottom section and I'm going to poke it through the opening in the middle of his head and bring that down to the bottom. And twist it around in place to lock it in place so that you get that there. Those 2 faux twists that we made in it are on the bottom, and then in the back on his ears is that little assembly we had that we started with the eyes on it. What you're going to do is take and push this up so that just the eyes fold through the head. Like that there, and that gives him eyes right in the middle of that whole assembly there of his head. These are going to be his cheeks on the bottom, and this is his neck, obviously. To complete it, we're going to take our 11-inch heart that I've blown up till it's, you can see, just starting to lobe a little bit. There's a little indentation here on the top. These would be the 2 lobes. We're going to take and attach that right here in the middle, the bottom of his head. Take that and just twist it around. Lock it in place there. Now there's our hippo head. In a minute, well, in the finished product, you'll see the artwork really sets it apart. He looks sort of like a hippo now. In a minute, I'm going to draw 2 big white teeth up here and then his mouth. And that really makes it look like a hippo. But I'll do that after that. You'll see that in a minute after I finish all this. We want to take this, and we've got this little bottom of the pinch and a little bubble. We're going to attach that to our body. There we go. We got that there. Now we've got our final 360, excuse me, that we're going to make our tail with. And I've blown this up all the way up, leaving just a tiny bit on the end. We don't need as much because obviously hippos don't have a very long tail. But I find if you blow it up all the way out and then you come down about 7 or 8 inches from the bottom and just make 2 small pinch twists. That pushes that air all the way up to the end so he's got his tail, and then I'm just going to remove this excess. Of course, the other way you could do that if you wanted is to reverse and inflate it. But the one thing about blowing it up almost to the end and then putting those pinch twists to push the air out, it stays a lot tighter, whereas if you reverse and inflate, this tends to be a bit softer. Then we're going to take this, attach it to the other side of our hippo, give him a little tail. And there you